Hey everybody, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to my Sunday photo editing live stream where you can submit your images and I edit them here for you live during the stream. And also I put my picture out there for you guys to edit, one of mine. And it's always fun to see what, a dozen or so of you guys do with my picture. And I try to put out a picture that's at least semi-interesting. I do the best I can. Not everything I put out is all that great, but usually they're images that I had trouble editing myself, but I thought there was a lot of potential. So it's always fun to see what you guys do with mine. And of course, hopefully you like what I do with yours. I try to limit it to about 4 minutes on each edit. So they're speed edits, kind of, as fast as my workspace will go. And then for the other images that are not Olympus cameras, excuse me, I tend to use Lightroom. So those I always do last. But that said, it looks like a lot of people here already, which is awesome. I'm very grateful that you would take some time to spend it with me today. And I got to tell you ahead of time, I'm really tired. I know I always look tired, but I'm not. But today I look tired and I am tired. I've been messing around. I went on a photo walk this morning before I did the stream I just did. And now we're going to do another couple hours here because there's looks like there's a little over 20 images to edit today. So if I do, let's say, average 5 minutes a piece, we're talking an hour and 40 minutes minimum without me jibber jabbering in between, right? So let's go ahead and get started. I see lots of people here, Paul and Robin. Oh, Robin, you're still here. Oh my goodness. Thanks for coming in. Hang out with me for a while. I know it's like probably 1 or 2 in the morning over there. But that's awesome that you're here. So you're always welcome to be in my streams. And I should have you back on live here soon. I was thinking about, maybe in January we do another like 5-way stream. Because using that other software, StreamYard, seems to be well suited for that and a lot easier than me trying to use that Skype. So we'll talk about that in our secret society maybe after Christmas or the New Year. But in any case, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, Levente, oh my goodness. Yeah, Levente, yeah, it says here, I said in the last stream, I'm fine, just can't take as many pics without COVID. Yeah, I know, but I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back. Um, let's see, bring out all the secret society members. Yeah, absolutely. So let me get to the right screen. I think it's this one. Yes, that's right. And I don't know, HKM, are you here? Because I know I kind of gypped you on the last stream. I didn't edit your photo because it kind of came in late and I got really, really tired. So I'm going to do yours first. So I hope you're here. If not, and you're catching this afterwards, all the better, right? I'm getting a little cotton mouth because I've been talking for almost 2 hours. Let me get a glass of water and then I'll be right back. Oh, that's better. And I need a... Whew. Had to turn my... Ugh. Had to turn my space heater on too because it's down to 57 degrees here in my room. It's like 65 degrees outside right now, so but that's because I blocked all the windows and everything in here. Oh, and wait, actually, before I start, let me show you one more thing. While between the streams, my oh, that's weird. But this came in, the Young Nuo. Why is something sounds loose in here though? Like, oh, maybe that was just okay. It was just this card rattling in there. Now that sounds right. I don't know if you guys want to see this or not. Oh, thank you, Dave. Oh, I don't have time to make coffee. I've already had like 3 cups this morning. But this is what? No case? Better come with a lens hood. Let's see. Wow, it's pretty nice. 42.15. Let's see. But no lens hood. You'll like this lens, Robin. Plastic fantastic. All right. So I'm going to test this out later today. Okay. What do we... There we go. Now you're curious, right? Yeah, Yang Nuo. Somebody told me in the last stream on Thursday that Yang Nuo had a 42 f1.8 lens for Micro Four Thirds. I said, really? And I looked at it, it was $92. So I said, well, heck, I'll buy that. You know, just to compare it. Maybe I'll make it a giveaway or something. You know, but I have to get at least, you know, 100,000 subscribers during the giveaway. I'm tired of being like the underdog. You know, I need to be #1, right? Like, you know, Tony and Fro and all those guys get all the high, you know, limelight. All right. Yeah, they sell the hood separately. They don't even tell me the film. Oh, it's a 52 millimeter. I got a lot of 52 millimeter hoods because of my Nikon glass. Nikon was like 49 and 52 is very common. So I do have some 52 lens hoods already. I'm pretty sure. So I think I'll be good. I'll just take one off one of my old Nikon lenses. But okay. Let's start with this guy here. This is from HKM. I didn't see HKM come in. I'm sorry, if you're not here. I really wanted to do yours first though because I gypped you last time. So you sent me in a JPEG. And let's see if there's any EXIF data. We have the M1 Mark II with a 12 to 40 Pro at 23 millimeters at 4.5 1/40th ISO 320. Ooh, okay. Pretty good settings. I think you're safe. It's a little bit tight on the shutter speed, but pretty good settings otherwise. It looks like you've already done a little bit of editing. But you got this lighting here, and I don't know where it's coming from. Like it was brushed in, maybe. So I think the first thing I'll do is let's throw in some. Let's see if we can bring the shadows in a little better with some gradation. And compositionally, I like the corner here. I'm not crazy about this corner. And this building is kind of interesting. Let's mute the colors actually a little bit. They're a little bit too strong. I'm going to back off the colors a tiny bit to about there. Just give it a slightly bleached look. And then let's pull them in this way. Like so. Some dehaze, and we need to sharpen this back up because it is a little soft. Maybe not that much, about there. And some clarity. And then compositionally, let's get rid of that building on the left altogether. And let's balance out the left side. Center this. And there's a slight keystoning error that I might be able to correct. It looks like you did a little correction already. because either you're standing off center or you tried to do some keystoning already. But I'm going to do just a little bit more. And a slight tilt. Okay. Let's see. Then for luminance, let's bring in the yellows and oranges down and the blues. Maybe not quite that strong on the orange because it's affecting the brickwork here. And that a vignette, oh, 10 seconds, all right. I'm gonna have to really stick to my time limits because there's so many pictures these days. You guys are really cranking them out for me. All right, so let's do a before and after. Okay, this image was already, looks like heavily processed before I got it, so I didn't have a lot of wiggle room. So it's mainly just about composing it. So I just tried to balance the left and right side and the top and bottom, and a slight the skewing error. I mean, I think because you're standing a little bit off center from this thing. And clearly it looks like he did some light painting with a brush in Photoshop or something. So that's the other thing that's making it a little bit odd looking. But okay, that's the direction I would go with it. All right, let's start here. This is from Randy, and oh, we have beautiful bride here. I'm not really a portrait guy, but let me see what you used here. E5, wow, with a 12 to 60. 19 millimeters at 3.2, 1500 ISO 100, dialed in a +7. Good, I would have dialed in probably a +2 based on how dark this is already. But maybe because of the sky, you wanted to save that to some extent. So I think we're in good, range. Just these older cameras, um, they can be a little hard to recover shadows without bringing in noise. And then let's see what we did on, let's do a little dehaze because it's a little bit soft. And oh, I didn't bring my timer in, sorry. Yeah, we can crank up the sharpness. And I think some more dehaze, actually. I don't normally like to do this on people, but I think we're good. And definitely some white balance issues here, right? So let's try. I've never used this tool before, but let's see what happens. Okay, that works, kind of. But we can back it off a little bit. Not that much. How about 6,500? 6,600. Wow, I thought. Wait, how come when I hit the grape? Oh, 6,500 again. I can't believe that tiny bit. 100K doesn't normally make that much a big difference. 6550. I need somewhere kind of right in between. Yes, Robin, that's true. I do need to check the noise filter. 6575. Yeah, I did miss that one over here. You can turn that off because we were at a pretty low ISO. Um, but usually the noise filter, when you're at a low ISO, actually doesn't have that much effect on the image. Uh, Boy, I was lying. Now look at it. uh, so I need to back off my sharpness again. Let's go back to 0. And let's crop in. We'll keep it 4:3, but let's just crop in onto her left shoulder a little bit. And do a slight tilt. I always like the eyes kind of level. So usually what I'll do is I'll bring a line and just make sure the eyes are kind of right in line where I want them to be. And that looks pretty good. Maybe actually if we make the bench level, forget the eyes because she's tilting her head. I think right there. And 6600. I can't believe 6600 jumps this much. Watch. Oh, now it doesn't do anything. Maybe when I just click this. Let me pick a different point here. Something a little bit not quite. That's a little better. All right, let's back off the color a little bit. And throw in, let's see if we have a portrait picture mode. We do. So we'll do that. And still a little bit, let me just compress this a little bit. Bring this up. And bring the color back in. I backed it off too much. Maybe there. Light vignette. Actually, I know I'm out of time, but let's do that. And then we can pull this in a little bit more. All right, now I'm done without taking too much time. So yeah, I need to work on the white balance a little bit more, but I think that came out pretty good. I would be happy to give that to a client, considering what we started with. Uh, Now she's sitting up straight, nice soft skin, good contrast, awesome. Yeah, it's a little bit yellow, right? I agree. But anytime I touch the frickin' white balance, maybe I just need to tint it this way. See, oh, see, that's jacking it up as soon as I turn the gray point off. So just tweak the white balance a little bit, and this will be spot on because it is a little yellow. I agree. What if I do 6800 here? 7,000, 8,000. It's getting there. All right, now that's close enough. Now we're done. Okay. Awesome shot though, Randy. Let's go to, yeah, the selective color adjustment was disabled, Dave, so I couldn't do it that way. All right, very quickly, we have the EM10 Mark III with a 14-42 kit lens, full manual mode, quarter-second shutter, so I'm guessing you're on a tripod. F18, that's too high. You're going to get you're going to get some diffraction. So these images are going to be a little soft, which they are. You could have easily done this at f5.6 and a faster shutter speed. And what was your ISO? ISO 200. So that looks good. Yeah, the only issue I have is this aperture at f18. All right, let's edit. Compositionally, I don't like how this building's cutting off. This, oh, this is a lady on a pole. So the first stripper. I did not say that. I take that back. For some reason, I was talking about that at breakfast today. I'm struggling a little bit here with the composition. I'm going to get rid of... I'm about there. It's a little bit tighter. And then let's do some gradation again. I'm going to bring back the sharpness, turn off this filter, and actually let me see what this looks like. This might be, that's okay, but I don't like where the colors went. I might be able to fix the colors though. Let me try. Let's try an 8000 white balance. Bring in a little more magenta. Light the haze. A little bit of a push here and a pull here. Okay, thanks, Robin. You heading out? All right, man. Thanks for coming in. You rock. I appreciate you being here with us. We'll catch you on the flip side. All right. Let's see. Let me do this. Dang it. I don't know if that filter I went with was the right move or not. Because I'm missing. I'm missing the pull off. No, I like that magenta. And throw in a little vignette this way. And 30 seconds. I feel like I need to bring up. Oh, that's looking all right. I do have some individual color control here. I really need the greens to be in there. And a little bit less on the blue. Slight shift here. To be less green. I want the yellows to be more orange. Oh, I'm out of time. All right, so let's do a before and after. And wow, it's a little better. I mean, the art filter did most of the work. I really wanted to shift those greens a little bit differently. I was trying to bring out more color contrast here and in the hills, and then shift this to look more gold and teal, which I kind of was getting there, but not quite. But okay, let's oh, this is yours, Stephen. Was trying to get way too much in this shot. Yeah, a lot going on there. You know, this castle, what I would have done is probably moved over to the right a little bit and have this castle on the right of the statue. Uh, then it wouldn't be cutting right through it. I think that would have probably been a little better move. It's easy to say, like Monday morning quarterback, right? To look at it. All right, here we have a beautiful landscape from Scott. Scott Mumford. Awesome. And let's see, E510, 14 to 42, oldie but a goodie. 1/80th of a second, F22, okay. All right, we got to make, they should not make, you know, you really need to be at F5.6 or F8 at the most with these kind of shots. I would have shot this probably at easily F4, F5.6 because of the scope or the depth of the field of view here. Then you could have kept your shutter speed up a lot higher. And let's see, your ISO is at 400 because, yeah, you had this crazy aperture. Because this image is going to be totally soft. But okay, let's see what we can do. An old E400. Let's try gray point again. We know the skies are gray. I like that tool. It's quick. Definitely some dehaze. And a little bit of clarity. Let's do some auto. Oh, we don't have auto gradation here. So either. Oh, I'm going to have a hard time with this one. Bringing up shadows is a little rough sometimes. Yeah, yeah, Walter, yeah, F22 is definitely unless you're going for a starburst or something like that, you should be at F5.6 for a scene like this on a Micro Four Thirds. F8 max. And that's if because, you know, you have to keep your shutter speed below 1/4000th of a second or whatever your mechanical limit is. You don't need to be at this high of a aperture. Could have been a mistake. You know, sometimes you just take shots and you don't realize you're at F22. That could easily be it too. And I'm going to go wider. We need a slight tilt. Definitely. And, uh-oh. Lightroom didn't like that, or Workspace didn't like that, did it? Yeah, on a Micro Four Thirds, the depth of field on this shot, Walter, is almost uh, irrelevant because of how big the scene is, you know? When you have a scene that wide, you know, you can focus 1/3 way into the scene and everything will be in focus at f5.6. When you're at that kind of uh, when you're doing that kind of scene, it's irrelevant. Let me see. I think it's this drive. Pictures. There we go. Dang it. Did it lose all of my adjustments? I think it did. Um, let's just do this. Dang it, I have to restart the timer because it lost all my adjustments. Um, some clarity. Yeah, and the wide angle. It's wide angle and it's a huge scene. I mean, yeah, depth of field is a non-issue here, totally. Let's change this to RGB. Let's go back to 16 by 9 and straighten this about there. Might be too much. And, oh, dang it. Where's my tone curve? I'm going to push it here and pull it right there. Dang it, the colors aren't that great here, so I'm just going to go monochrome. We'll go monochrome with a red filter to bring some of this back. This should all lighten up a little bit. No, maybe a green filter. Let's try that. Lighten that up a little bit. Okay. I think do it that way. Oh, really need this image to be a little bit lighter. Get rid of that pin. Man, I brought a lot of noise back in, didn't I? Let's do a standard. Okay. Yeah, it needs some serious pop, right? I just don't but all the colors were so flat. Let me just look at this vivid real quick. This kind of works too, but we're at f22, so everything is kind of soft. But I'm going to leave it in color. I like the color better. So we'll call it right there. So there's the before and after. I need to warm it up a tiny bit. So I'm not really done. Hold on. I tried that with this gray point. Let me try one more time. There. Now I'm done. So there we go. Yeah, I think I may have over sharpened it a tiny bit too because I brought out too too much of the grain. So let me turn that off. But there we go. That's the before and after. We're kind of there. It's a beautiful landscape, but the settings are what's throwing this image off. That's kind of what really killed all of the fine detail and color, as a matter of fact. Even the haze and everything. But okay, it's still a nice picture. It's just the settings kind of threw it off, Scott. You like the black and white, Randy? All right, I'll put it back to that just for you. The black and white wasn't bad. Yeah, the shadow recovery would work, Walter, except you can see in the clouds, there's a lot of shadow detail in here too. So if I tried to recover the shadows here, I'm going to mess up the clouds. That's where I was having a problem with the shadow recovery. But I'll show you, as soon as I try to bring back any of the shadows, right, you can see it's jacking up the clouds too, even if I bring some of the blacks back in here. I mean, that's a little better, but you know, these clouds, particularly right in here, are the same shade as the mountains. So recovering the shadows in the mountains destroys the cloud detail. All right, let's go to, yeah, it's not just the bottom of the curve. It's definitely not just the bottom. You know, let me reset this, right? So if I just try to push the shadows and pull it back, Workspace is crashing today. Oh, Matt says the kids like the color one better. Okay. All right, we need to move on to the next image because Workspace is definitely not digging that one. Let's see, where are we here? All right. Crash number 2, but on the same image. Sometimes an image will make Workspace crash more often than other images for whatever reason. All right, we have here from Bob, and this is the M1 Mark II with a 14 to 54, 19 millimeters, f6.3, ISO 200, negative 2/3. All right, awesome settings as always. So we're trying to do a little framing. We tried to save some highlights in the skies. So I guess the question is, did we succeed? And there's a fence here. All right. I'm going to do a square crop. I'm going to get rid of these trees on the left. And just come in right there. That's kind of right. Maybe. All right, a slight tilt this way. And see if we can bring out any of the reds a little better. Yeah, there we go. And of course, we're going to sharpen the filters off. Let's go a little warmer, maybe 6500. And maybe 7000. Okay. Let's pull a little bit of the color off. I think the gradation is fine. A little bit too yellow. Mm, still too yellow. I guess I was good to begin with here. 6,500. Pull in a vignette. And there's hardly any detail left, but let me make sure. No, there's a green color cast, definitely. I was trying to pull it off with the white balance, but I might have to do it with the tone curve. So let me go to the green. Let's just pull it off a little bit here. And a little bit here, pull a little bit here. Do the same thing with the blue. Keep it in the midtones. Okay, and then just a little push in the midtones. And then desaturate some more. Hmm. Go back to the screen curve. How come? Oh, that's the wrong pin right here. Oh, out of time. Okay, Sunday haze and clarity, and then we'll call it. Oh, wow. Wow. And I can't leave it like that. Let me turn this off. And then we'll push this back. Set this. All right. Now I'm done. Um, so yeah, I think the left side framing of those raggedy trees just didn't work, so I cut those out. And too much sky, so I cut most of that out. And then just let the right side of the trees frame the image best it can. But it's, man, I'd love to live at this house. It's a beautiful home. Really well landscaped and everything. Um, it's a nice picture, I think. Um, yeah, you're right, Lauren. Sepia would be cool. Black and white. Monochrome. Ah, nah. All right, let's move on. Monochrome might have worked. It might have worked. But I kind of like this red and green with the brick and the grass. It's kind of nice. All right. Wow, another beautiful landscape here from Hugh. It's more seascape kind of. I think that looks like a lighthouse over here. Kind of over the hills. Maybe. I don't know. Mountainscape maybe. So we want to try to maintain this warm light here. So why are we unmuted? Let me think. Let me go back to auto gradation. Back on RGB. We'll compress it there. Keep the contrast in. But really bring in that. Now, the white balance is just slightly off. If I had to pick a white point, maybe that one. Or maybe right there. Hmm. That's a little better. I look up here again. About there. Oh, there's a huge difference here. All right, that feels about right. Work with this tone curve. Still don't like this white balance. These need to be less orange, so eh, it's kind of there. And some clarity for the skies. And I think I'm going to come in the left a bit. I really want to get up close to these rocks right here and see the details in that. And that feels a little bit, oh, I'm out of time. All right, so I didn't get the white balance quite where I wanted it. Maybe I can shift the, what is it? The blue a little bit, just a tiny bit. I'm gonna have to leave it. I need a little bit more green in the shadow. Let me put a pin here and just, all right. I'm way over. So let's do a before and after. All right, so yeah, I like it. I just wanted the rocks to fill more of the frame in the foreground, mainly. That's why I did the crop, because the sky was really diminishing the rocks. 'Cause it was taking up so much of the screen, and it didn't add much value much above that little post up there. And you know, I did the best I can with the colors. I would definitely spend more time on that part of this image. But I think if, in terms of cropping, it's pretty much done. I think compositionally, I think I would stick with this. Uh, but I would just work harder on the colors and the tone curves a little bit. But okay. Uh, Thank you, John. Best edit of the day so far. What? My other ones were bad? Wow. Okay. Oh, Marcel's here. Hey, how's it going? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Marcel. And let's see, what do we have here? We have um, EM10 Mark II with a 14 to 42, f3.5 to 5.6, and 14 millimeter f5. Okay, this looks good. Good settings. Um, and then I need to talk about something after I finish this edit, because I totally forgot to mention it in my first live stream. Let's um, let's do auto here to bring up the shadows. And this is what, a bank or something, right? Looks like. It looks like a bank, but then what's this weirdo car on the side? That's crazy. So it's not a, probably not a bank. It just looks like it was a bank at one time. Um, yeah, there's a lot of things going on with this image that I'm not sure. My car is illegally parked. Uh, just a little bit more straightening. A little bit off of there. A little off of there. A little bit of a tilt. All right, and then I don't know. I don't know if I care about the rest of the building. Oops. Hmm. Maybe just a tiny bit more. Now that's an interesting idea, John, actually, tilting it. But then you kind of lose it looks like the car is just driving off a cliff versus driving up a building. I thought this was a little more interesting being vertical. Okay. And it needs a shift on the reds. Oh, I can't do that. So let me try it with a little bit warmer. Okay, out of time. All right. Let's do a before and after. And so, yeah, basically there's nothing interesting about the building or anything on the right of this side of this picture. So the most interesting thing is right there in the corner. And I get it. It looks like you're taking this from your car window, right? So you didn't have, your zoom or anything with you, most likely. It was just a 17 millimeter or whatever you were shooting with. Uh, so yeah, I think I much prefer what's going on here on the left. And it's definitely underexposed for the scene because when I brought up the shadows, all this noise came in on this car. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Oh, this is yours, Phil, right? Yeah, it's kind of a cool shot. But yeah, I would have focused right over here. And you were using the 14 to 42, so you're shooting it all the way wide. Yeah, I would have zoomed in to 42 and just got this left side and exposed for this wall. But when you're driving, you don't have time to think, right? You just gotta get the shot sometimes, right? And deal with it in post. I totally get that. All right, I did that one. And okay, so we have one here from Lauren. And he's using, oh, this is from your Canon. All right, good to see you out with your new Canon, f5.6, 1/125th. Yep. Hold on, something's not right. So, okay. False alarm. You never know. You never know in my neighborhood what's going on. But it just sounded like somebody was, I don't know how to describe it. It's just a very, very strange sound. All right, let's see. I can't figure out what the sound, you guys can't hear it, I know, but it's really weird, weird sound. But it's not bothering Ellie, so it must be okay. All right, so let's get back to Lauren's image here. What was I trying to do? Timer. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. Um, I'm going to be doing a live stream with Walter. He's here now, I think, on Tuesday. So I'll put the link up today. I meant to put it up last night, but after I made that video, my brain. But yeah, Walter and I are going to do a live stream about Capture One and photo editing with Capture One on Tuesday. I think at 9 a.m. So I'm going to start a little bit later than I normally do, and then he's actually going to do a photo editing live stream of his own, right, on his channel after we do mine. After he's a guest on my channel, live streams. So definitely look for him on Tuesday, where we talk about all the new features of Capture One and how capable it is as a photo editor. Um, and he'll probably have some demos and stuff too during the stream, but mainly we want to talk about the new features and the benefits and advantages of using Capture One, especially over Workspace, but certainly over other photo editing products as well. And because it's not a software that I'm familiar with or use, but it's definitely a very capable software. Uh, you know, it's up there, right up there with Lightroom, Photoshop, if not better in some ways. And Robin Wong uses Capture One as well. So uh, a lot of top-notch photographers use Capture One, and I found it very intuitive myself. You know, when I was using it, I love the little color wheels and everything. And this was a couple of years ago when I was doing the demo, and it's gained a lot more features and capabilities since then. So it should be really exciting for people, you know, that if you're interested in photo editing beyond Workspace or Lightroom, to definitely, you know, check in and see what Walter has to say. And he'll be able to answer some questions as well. And then again, like I said, he'll probably be doing some live photo editing. I don't know if he's going to take submissions from you guys or if he's going to just edit some of his own pictures. But we'll talk about that on Tuesday. So everybody be there. Mark your calendars. I'm going to have the link up shortly after this stream for that, and promote it between now and then. Tell all your friends, put it in the forums, etc. So, okay. Now back to Lauren. I'm sorry. Let me get a little water. And Lauren really, he crops his images nice and tight, like already done to what I would normally already do. I'm just used to 4:3, 1:1 ain't gonna cut it. So I think the way he had it originally is fine. Maybe just a slight tilt this way and come off the top. And just white balance it really. A little bit warmer. And I'd actually like a little bit less contrast. Let me try soft focus. Yeah, there we go. Make it a little warmer. Make it a nice, soft, pleasant scene. Now we can pull back a little bit here. Ooh, nah, we don't need, we'll just go the opposite way. Not too much, it's looking too low contrast now. Yeah, I think right there. And then I want to shift the colors just a little bit. I think I tilted it too much. There. And I need more red in the scene, maybe a touch of magenta. Touch more here. Put here and put here. There we go. All right, I'm gonna call it right there. Maybe a little vignette. Let's see, we'll go it backwards. Nah, the clouds at the top are not working with that vignette, so we'll go the other way. About right there. All right. There we have it. Just a soft focus, just trying to make the scene a little bit softer, more relaxing. Um, Slight shift in the white balance, make it a little warmer, and that's it. I think that feels a little more pleasant overall. And just a slight crop, of course. All right. Uh, yeah, dang, Walter. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that in my last stream. You just wouldn't believe the last 24 hours for me have been nuts, you know? Um, I should have done it right after I talked to you yesterday and just put the link up, but my mind was on, cranking out that other video I just did. All right, so I have this, oh, this is a cool scene with cricket or something. Yeah, they got their paddle boards and stuff. So, oh, I'm glad you like it. Well, you just said it's different, but yeah. Hopefully you liked it, Lauren. Hopefully you liked it. Let's see, what do we shoot here? This is from John Follows. And yeah, EM5 Mark III, 40 to 150 lens at 61 at f5, 1/500, ISO 800. Yep, looks good. Very, very good exposure. Dialed in a negative third for the white shirts. Excellent settings there. Now the thing is, you got too many things going on in this image, though. You got this beautiful house here, then you have this entire scene, but this guy's legs are cut off. This guy's in the corner. So I gotta crop it into just what's really happening, because those guys on the ends are not doing anything. So let me crop it this way. I don't think I need to even keep that house. God, Lord, you're always cracking me up. But let's give a little space all the way around these players. Maybe a little more crop this way. I don't think I can crop it more without. Let me go back to a 4x3. Try this way. Yeah, that's better. A little more room this way. Okay. We were close, Bob. Yeah, 16 by 9, but that'd be too wide. I think this is just right here. And let's just go much warmer here. And that's still not warm enough. Try 7,500. Or I can try this. Nope, I don't like that. How about this guy's shirt? I can come back to that. I think it needs to be warmer. I'm going to go back to 7,000. And a vivid. If we can pull just a little bit right there and push it a little bit back up where the players are. And back off the saturation again. Gentle, oops, out of time. Um, the only other thing is I think Walter was right, a 3x2, and then I'll end it. Just a little wider than I had it before. Okay. So there's the before and after. A little bit too yellow now. Dang it. You know, it's not until... All right, now I'm done. Yeah, that looks good. I think that looks good. I didn't do my normal sharpness and other stuff that I do, but I think that let that render and I think that'll look all right. Yeah, nice and clean. Nice clean image. I like it. So what was this lens? That's actually pretty good. Oh, the kit, the 4150 kit lens, I think. Yeah, that lens always impresses me whenever I see it. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, we got some leaves here from Image Writer. Got this one distracting leaf here. Uh, I don't think there's any way short of doing a clone stamp. Oh, I need a big one. I gotta get rid of this. All right, good enough. And now I need to straighten it. And we're gonna square it off. Come in on the left side. Zoom in until you see the aphids. I don't know what an aphids is. Let's crank up the sharpness. Bring it up a little bit warmer. Definitely some clarity. Crop out the black tripe on the right. Oh, thank you. Totally missed that. Thanks. There we go. Totally didn't see that, but yeah, there you go. Uh, Normally I would do a pop art filter on something like this, but it's already really rich in color. So really all I have to do is just sort of separate separate the front with the back. So if I go here, and we actually need to back off. That's funny. You can see in the top chat, Bob's comment got blocked for nothing. I guess because it has the word sucking insects in it. Back off the saturation a tiny bit. It's a little bit too rich. And I think that's it. Maybe a little more color. Let me put it back in and we'll call it. All right, so let that render out. And yeah, I think that looks all right. The main issue with this picture was just that blur in the top left corner. So just brushing that out and cropping in a little, I think makes the image just perfect. It was almost perfect the way it was. It was just a matter of cropping, really, and a little vignette. So there we go. Thank you, John. That came out okay. And let's see, what do we have here? We have one from John Allen using the Pen F 75 to 300, exactly what I shot with today myself. 179 f 5.9, 1250, the ISO 200. Yep, all good settings. Shutter speed's a little bit low for these long lenses, but what are you gonna do, right? Wow, this is really a tight shot. But I gotta crop in more. I don't like the parking lot here. I do like the stairs right about there. Let's see. And let's do, oops, timer and me. Pull this in a little bit. I could go a little bit tighter. I'd have to do a square crop. But I think I'm gonna go monochrome, red, vignette. Sharpness, not that much there. Now we can dehaze it, split tone it a tiny bit. I'm not digging the split tone too much. Right about there. Get a little bit more clarity or something. my, where did my tone curve go? Oh, back off this vignette. All right, I'm gonna call it right there. Um, yeah, so the rooftop of the cars was the main thing. I don't mind that head being down there in the bottom right. I could probably brush that out. But the colors just weren't that interesting. You know, there's that splash of orange there, but it's halfway blocked, so it doesn't stand out because it's kind of behind the rails and another person. But if that orange or the red stood out by itself a little more, I could have probably stuck with a partial color or something. So rather than deal with this mishmash here, I just went black and white so we could just look at all the different tones here in the stairs and the plane. I think that makes a little more interesting image. Um, you guys, you guys are killing me with your jokes, but I like that. All right. Um, let's see. We have one here from Peter, and oh, thank you, Alberto. Looks like we used the EM10 Mark II with a kit lens at 40 millimeters at 5.612 Excellent settings. So this is what I mean. We're at f5.6, but look, everything is in focus. On a Micro Four Thirds, you really don't need to be, you know, much over 5.6, f8 tops. Um, but yeah, I like the colors here, so I'm going to just pop art it. And then let's fix the gradation. Oops, timer and thumbnail. Photo's going downhill. That's funny. Let's see. Is there any crop worth doing here? Maybe just a little bit off the side. So let's come off this side a little bit. And I don't know, maybe I get away with this? Not really. Uh, yeah, David, anything over f8, the image starts to get a little bit soft because of diffraction on Micro Four Thirds. That's what you mainly lose when you go over f8. And then, of course, unless it's a really bright day, your shutter speeds drop as well. So you could potentially introduce motion blur regardless of IBIS. So there's really a lot of issues going over f8 that can happen beyond just getting a little soft. Yeah, I think you're right. I just didn't like this one. Lauren's saying I'm cropping in too much. It needs a little more room to breathe. I agree. Uh, I agree with that. So I think that's all this needs, this image, really. Um, I mean, let me go back all the way out. Yeah, right there is fine. Um, let's just throw the sharpness back in, turn off the noise filter, and We'll just back off the color a little bit and then we'll call it. Okay. So, whoops. That that is a neat picture. Man, these houses are all warped to crap. Look at this. It's amazing this one's even still standing. As warpy as that is. Um, but here's a before and after. So basically, the picture just needed a little more pop and a slight crop. And that's it. So nice shot. Okay. Yeah, it is a neat photo, right? This is right up your alley, Lauren. I could see you taking this same picture, honestly, if they had this kind of stuff in California. But all right, Dave Nelson is next. EM1 Mark II with a 12 to 40 Pro at f5, 1/400th, ISO 200. Yep, excellent settings. Little negative exposure comp. Very good. Definitely a student of robtrek. Definitely. Those are the exact settings I would use. Yeah, a little bit of Ellicott City, right? Just a little bit. Ellicott City is not quite as colorful as that, though, if my memory serves. All right, let's see. Compositionally, we're almost there. I think, let me just see what's in the image. We have, oh, I have this lady here. We have this dog walking, her owner. We got this row of trees here to here. So I think we can crop right up to this line. Let's see if, let's see how close we can get. That might be too tight. It's just a hair off. I don't know if I really want to include this other side though, but let me see. Why is it? I didn't mean to like change the angle on it. Yeah, it's already a 16 by 9, Walter, so I'm just staying with it. Um, Let me try 16 by 7 and just come in right about there. It's a bit too wide. I'm gonna go right there. Yikes. I really just wanted to get right up to this one tree. I don't know if that's any better. But it's less road anyway. There's just a hair too much road in the image. Let's do that. Let's warm it up. I got a minute left now. Warm it up a tiny bit and compress the tone curve in a tiny bit. Slight bit of the haze and clarity. Definitely a heavy vignette would be good on this image. And I could probably do more than that. Right there. All right. And then maybe. It's interesting how all the light is right here. Back off. A little bit of magenta. Oh, I'm out of time. Shoot. All right. I'm going to have to end it there. But there's a before and after. Uh, yeah, compositionally, I just like my corners here, as you can see, to go into a corner. Any lines to go into a corner, and then the right corner is okay. But I didn't like these leaves over here. I was trying to crop right up to this line here, but then that felt a little bit too tight. I mean, let me show you what I mean. I wanted to crop kind of up to this line. But it just was, it was a little bit too tight this way. So just because of the way the hill was. So I think this is the final. I think this is the final edit here, and just warm it up a bit so it looks like it's a morning glow on a foggy morning, kind of. I think that's all it needed. Some contrast. All right, let's move on. But nice image, Dave. A really good capture. Okay. Oh, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Gilbert. Oh, we have a partial color, so this must be a JPEG already. Might have been interesting to see the colors back here. These buildings, this looks like a yellow building maybe, and then some white, and then maybe, I don't know, some tan and white over here with red brick. Lots of interesting colors in this image. If it were a color image, right? So let's see, we got it quickly. It's a EM10 Mark II with a 20mm f1.7 at 4.5, 1320. Yep, excellent settings. So even here you can see we're at f4, but everything's in focus, right? With the Micro Four Thirds. I don't know what I can do here. Just compositionally, the right side is a little bit heavy and dark. So let's just kind of come in to what's interesting, because nothing is interesting about this dark tree. And we have these framing in this way to the lights. This sidewalk is not very interesting. And just bring in a little more contrast. Like so. And then maybe a split tone. Because I seriously think there were some yellows in this image. So let's split tone it red, and we should give it a bluish tint to match that red, right? This fuchsia. So if we are a greenish tint, let me reset this. Let me reset this. Get my contrast back. Right in here. I want I want a little bit of green to kind of complement that red right in there. Not looking as good as I thought it would. So forget that. Try the red channel. Pull this back. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Kind of a cyan, actually. Right in there. Let's just give it a little more push of blue. Tiny bit less. There. All right. Add some vignette. And maybe a little more. Why is the vignette so weak today? Maybe a tiny bit more. Keep this up here and add one more pin. All right. I'm going to call it there. So there's the before and after. Yeah, I just had to crop out the right side. There was nothing interesting on the right side. I may have cropped a little bit too tight, portrait-wise. I kind of like the windows over there, but I'm out of time. So that's the edit I'm going with. And then I just tried to complement that splash of fuchsia with a little bit of cyan um, instead of just black and white. And I think that works out okay. Okay. Last one of the Olympus branded cameras and JPEGs. Wow, this is a cool shot. Dang. I think it's already framed really well. This is from Ian. Okay. EM5 Mark II with a 75 to 300. Good job with this. F5.6 1/320th. Wow. Really good job. I'd have probably gone ISO 400 and doubled the shutter speed because it's just a hair too much motion blur. Um, but you know, that's again Monday morning quarterback type stuff, right? So let's see if there's let's see if we can make the colors stand out. Yeah, now we're talking. Actually, oh, I don't have it. I was gonna do instant film. That would have been really good on this. We could also try this. That's a little bit too crazy maybe, but I like that too. And pull in a vignette. Just warm it up quite a bit there. And just a slight push in the shadows. Right about there. Throw the sharpness back in. And I don't know if I want to do gradation, but I want to see. Okay, that helps a little bit bringing the guys in. So I can pull this back down. Pull it here, but push it back here. Perfect. And some clarity a touch more. Okay. I'm not going to overthink it. I think this is done. So do a before and after. So dramatic scene gets a dramatic tone filter, little vignette, a little bit of warming on the white balance, and we're done. So I think, yeah, that came out pretty good. I like it. All right, let's go to Lightroom. Let's see. Synchronize the folder, see if there's any pictures I missed here. These are the viewer edits. Okay, so let me flag these out first. And I gotta do this one. This, wow, there's quite a few in here that I didn't do. Done all of these. There's this one. This one. All right, so all the ones with 1 star. Start here. And close down workspace. And so this is from Kilowan, and this is a wow, this is a raw image, so definitely good lighting. Probably used a flash, so the lighting is yeah, you're starving too, right? Yeah, I'm starting to get a little hungry, even though I had a late lunch. But good settings here. 160 f8. Once, yeah, you had to be using flash. I'm pretty sure. Let me just see. Yeah, flash did fire, so definitely this is flash work. So not much needs to be done. Just if I click auto, it might jack it up actually. Oh, Kiloin, you're here. Hi. Good. So I'm just gonna click auto. I don't want to. A little speck there will fix. And let's just center it. You know what would have been kind of cool is if you arrange the cupcakes inside of a triangle, like on a like when you play pool and you rack the balls into a little triangle and put them inside. If you had a triangle to put the cupcakes in, that'd have been kind of neat. But anyway, we just need to center it a little bit, and let's just add a little color this way. I like the colors to have a good separation. And I don't need to do too much there. Actually, yeah, I don't want too much contrast. That looks adorbs. That's funny. um, yeah, this is a great product shot. Really good work with the lighting. It had to be in a softbox too, because the lighting is so soft. all the way around and even. Let's work on the sharpening a bit and we'll call it. Um, so we'll do this, mask out most of the parts that should be smooth. Just tack in a tiny bit here and here. And I think that's it. I didn't do much really. Um, wait, yeah. So that's the before and after. This is the before over here, the after. So I didn't have to do much. When you have good lighting and you get everything right in camera, there's not much to do. Other than it just had to be a little tighter and a little more creative with the with with the arrangement. Like I said, I think being in a triangle like pool balls, like being racked, or some other idea. I don't know, some other creative idea. Because right now we just have a bunch of cupcakes stacked together. And although it's technically perfect, it's not interesting otherwise. So some other creative idea would have been nice to add in some accent to the photo. Maybe I don't know, maybe a real flower in the picture next to them, or some other kind of accent that kind of set off the whole image. But okay, I think that looks good. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, always, I'm just thinking outside the box, really. I don't know. I'm not a product photographer, so I can't really give you too many ideas, but those are the things come off the top of my head. Ooh, nice wintry scene. This is from the Morgan Panasonic GF5. Wow, an oldie but a goodie with the 25 millimeter. And good settings as usual. The Morgan is very competent photographer here. 1/800 of a second f4. Yep. So let's see. Let's let's just click auto first. I feel like, let me check something. Yeah, it is a raw. That's what I thought, but just wanted to be sure. And I'm going to soften this. I'm going to warm it up and soften it a tiny bit. So I'm going to back off the texture and the clarity. Just a little bit on the dehaze. If we can pull the highlights in a little bit more. A little bit of auto correction. It just needs a tiny bit there. And compositionally, I think left side is a little bit heavy. Let's just square it off and come over here. I mean, that's an interesting rock, but it's dragging the picture down a bit. So be right. Need a little more room on the left. Go back to a 4x3. Okay. Right there. Ah, I actually liked the square crop better, but we'll go with that. Maybe just a hint of the blacks, a little more push. See if going not that much. All right, out of time, but I think this came out okay. So there is the before and after. Yeah, it's a very pretty picture, I think. Very, like you said, it's for memories, right? Um, so I just softened it up, basically, and cropped in. The left side was kind of too heavy with that big rock there, um, and didn't add anything to the scene. So I think everything you need to know about this particular memory is right here on the right. You know, the time of day, the shops there, a couple of the cars give you a sense of what period this is. Like it's definitely late, you know, it's definitely 2000, 21st century image, etc. You know, if the cars weren't there, you wouldn't know what century this was in almost if I took this in black and white. But since there's a couple of cars there, you know, this is late, you know, 21st century image. So, okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, thank you, Dave. um, if it does, tell us everything, right? Yeah. This is awesome with the little finger pointing here. Am I on the right one? Yeah, this is cool. God, it's just too bad it's such a small part of the frame. And then you have your typical like just, you know, third world type living here and then the big city down here. Um, this has got to be somewhere in Asia because you see a lot of this in Asia. So this is a cell phone from Dawood. Okay. So cell phone image. The settings are kind of irrelevant. Let me see. Yeah, it's a .dng cell phone from OnePlus. OnePlus, I think, is a phone. Let's see what auto does. I don't know if I can save the highlights at all. There are some clouds up there, but what's the point? Even if I recover those, what do they add? Let's straighten it first. Let's straighten it and then, whoops, my timer. Straighten it. Oh, maybe not that much. Right about there. And just have her finger pointing at the bridge, maybe. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So let's dehaze the crap out of it. Let's see what we got right in there. Let's get some color noise going. There it is. Color noise, noise reduction. Add some sharpening back in. Mask it a tiny bit to about there. Let's tilt it back a little bit. And push the shadows. Let's adjust the colors ourselves a little bit more. And more shadow detail. Okay, maybe a little bit here. Not, it's just bringing in too much noise when I do that, so we'll just leave that alone. Maybe a little saturation and contrast. Let's see, I'm trying to do this without too much noise, but I can't do it. So we'll just give it a little saturation. All right. And let's see. Clarity, brightness, texture. Yeah, we'll back that off a tiny bit. Let me straighten it again. Okay, then the colors. Let's white balance on this build. Now, how about her shirt, maybe? Let's try that. This feels too cool. Let me do it manually. Okay. And double check my crop. Why? Just every time I look at it, it feels crooked again. Um, I don't know if I should make her finger more prominent, just a tiny bit. Oh, I'm out of time. All right, so let's do a quick before and after. So there's the before and after. So yeah, the crop is really, I think, what makes this image work, because you know your eye is immediately drawn to where the finger's pointing. It's just natural as human beings, right, to look at where somebody's pointing. So I just had to make that the prominent part, and then the rest was just normal editing, trying to bring the colors and the details back into the scene best I can. So anyhow, it looks like she's pointing actually at this guy right here, whatever that is, whoever that is, or the bridge. It's hard to tell, but I just assumed it's the bridge. All right, let's see. Another one here. Oops, did I? Yeah, this one. Oh, thank you, Walter. Oh yeah, this will be easy one. This is the Fuji X20 from Surge 14. Man, you're really getting your money's worth out of that camera, huh, Surge? um, all right, let's straighten it a little bit because it's definitely crooked. And then from here, I think all I need is what's right here in the middle. Maybe even a vertical. Yeah, that's better. Not really. Come up higher. Maybe a square crop. There's too much foreground. Because really, it's only this tree in the middle that's interesting. Go with that. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Maybe a little bit wider crop. Okay. And we're going to soften this up. I don't think I need too much color. I do like the reds and the leaves. Damn bugs. I mean, I like nice weather, but then, then the bugs come back when the weather gets a little bit warm for a few days. Um, let's do that. And back off this vignette a little bit. Let's see, maybe, let me see where we need to go here, if anywhere. Be a little bit cooler. Oh, that's too much. Ah, something's just not right. Yeah, that. I'm gonna keep the color off. Oh, I'm out of time. All right, let me just add a little bit of a gradient here. Just the highlights. Ah, not working. Ah, The heck? I'm out of time. I shouldn't be messing with this, but you know how it is. You kind of get this bug up your butt about something. Oh, I didn't finish, but let me call it there. Let's see. Create virtual copy. Set. Did that reset? That did not reset. Reset. There we go. So there's the before and after. um, it's okay. But that, I think that turned a picture that was kind of a little bit off, like not. Anyway, it came out all right, I think. If I had more time, I would light paint this a little more to make the light coming from the top hit the bottom a little better. But that's that's where I would go with that. But that's cool, Serge. You're getting the most out of that, man. You're definitely getting your money's worth out of that little camera. I think you paid like $100 for it or something, right? Um, okay, so we have a Sony A7R Mark IV. So this is a new camera, it looks like, with a 24 to 72.8 art lens. This is from Captain Craig. So this is like state of the art. And you're flying in a helicopter or a plane. I don't know. So, and you're flying over your castle. I guess you wanted an aerial view of your castle, right? Because you got like top of the line gear and then you got a castle. Yes, Walter did tell me how to do that. Create a virtual copy and then compare. Because I didn't like the way the before and after was with Lightroom because it takes away the crop. You know, it doesn't show the crop that I did. Maybe he's skydiving too, right? I know, like, who is this again? This is Captain Craig. Yeah, definitely living large. This guy. Oh, St. David's Cathedral. Oh, you're here, Captain Craig. Okay. Let's see. Let's put up a virtual timer here. Not that I've been following it at all today. And I was tired too. I didn't think I'd make it this far. Let's see. You're shooting through glass because it's a little bit soft. Yeah, definitely shooting through glass. Because your camera would not, I don't think your lens would be this soft. It's not soft, but it's lacking a little bit of contrast. Is my guess. Um, Man, I don't know what to do with a shot like this, to be honest. So let me see what I can see. We have a line here. There's a little bit of geometry here in the homes. Then we have this castle here. Um, Elaine is here. Oh my goodness. How you doing, Elaine? Wake up. Have some coffee. I don't know what to do crop-wise, but I feel like if I can get some kind of geometry action going within this frame, I mean, I hate to lose some of the historic, like, well, not historic, but some of the story here of the rest of the castle, right? Or whatever this was, cathedral, a church. Because this is really a lot of information here, but this frickin' airplane wing. Let's do this. Okay, too much on the top. Come in right there. Get a little more room on the left. All right, so auto, dehaze, warmth, a little more warmth. Pull the highlights in. Less contrast. Tiny bit of clarity. And not what I wanted. Come down. Give it some sharpness where it matters. Pull in the pixels because it's a very high res camera. We don't need this or this. We don't need any vignetting. A little bit of straightening. Oh. Oh, all right. So let's see how this worked. Reset. Oh, even Lightroom's starting to slow down. Compare. Of course, this is a high-res image, right? What's the original dimensions, I wonder? But there's the before and after. I think it's okay. It's too small here. We really need to see it. We really need to see it all by itself, kind of full screen, without my big head there. So now, actually, when I'm looking at it on my screen, I do see a lot of nice detail in the castle, or this place here. So I think I got rid of a lot of the haze. And this would be an interesting picture, like on a wall, like printed really large. Because then there's so many stories going on here. You know, the more you look at this image, I mean, obviously the main thing is looking at this area here. You got picnic tables or whatever, tents there. And then you got the town here of all the common folks. Some parking lot here and another church, it looks like. So yeah, I think I cropped this just right. Still giving plenty of information without losing sight of, you know, kind of the big giant cathedral there. All right. Yeah, this would be killer in a large print, right? So I think, yeah, I think this works. All right, any more? Let me, I'm running out of steam now for editing. Was that the last one? All right. I think that was the last one. So that was a good group. That was a nice way to finish. I think those came out good. So let's look at the viewer edits. And I'll pull up the original real quick. So here's the original image that I put out just a guy fishing across the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. Um, I forget what camera I was using. Probably my Pen F. I don't remember. It'll tell us when we get to the Lightroom. So, oh, you're welcome, Captain Craig. I'm glad you like that crop. Let's see. Let's start here. Let me just see what I used. EM1 Mark II with my 7 to 14 Panasonic lens. Yeah, that's a decent lens, except for a little bit of lens flare. But this is cool. You made this look like a long exposure. So you did some kind of radial blur on the water in the sky, but nothing else. So that's pretty awesome. Who did this? This was Kilowin. Yeah. Um, this is really good edit, Kilowin. I like it. And you brushed out the fisherman, but that's okay. Who needs them anyway? This is a good edit, really good edit on the tones and everything on this. Yeah, I'll edit Jagnak. I'll edit in the next stream. I'll do yours first in the next stream because I'll see it there. So just remind me if you come in the stream. I'm gonna do it Tuesday about the same time as today. Because Tuesday I'm gonna be running a little bit late. So, but definitely on Tuesday I'll be back. And this is from oh my God, thank you, Randy. I appreciate that. You're very generous this week. I really appreciate it. Keelan says he didn't catch anything, so he's out. Oh my goodness. So this is yeah, this is Bob's. And yeah, good edit. Very cool, kind of, you know, kind of a surreal, I don't know how to put it, but the clouds have a little bit of a purple tint to them now. So that's kind of cool. Um, and let's see. This is, let's say Lauren. I'm just guessing. Ah, Ian. Okay, Ian. This makes it very look almost like a film shot. Almost, except it's still a little bit too sharp. I think if you made it a little grittier, added some grain, this would look a lot like a film picture. Because I think you got the tones right for film. But the sharpness is the only thing. It just needs a little more grain and we'll be good to go. But that's a cool way. It looks very vintage, right? And oh, this is a good crop. Nice square crop. Like if I was this guy's son or brother or family, I would love this picture because it really focuses on the fisherman fishing, and who cares about the bridge, right? It's all about my dad or my granddad or somebody fishing, right? So I think sepia nightmare. So I think this works in a very different way, right? Because it's no longer about the bridge. I like that. And then this is totally opposite, right? This is, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even see who did this. This was Matt or Marcy. Yeah, Matt Marsage. You know, Marsage sent me a link to the pronunciation of his name. And now I can't remember what it was. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm just gonna call you Matt. I can't remember anymore. But anyhow, that's a good edit. I really like this. It's very just has a lot of meaning, I think. And then yeah, this one is opposite, right? Focuses on the bridge, the architecture, repeating patterns, leading lines, all of your, you know, traditional composition type um, type things. And so it's really nice. If the fisherman wasn't in the shot already, I'd like this even more. But I don't know. I was drawn to the guy fishing, like Matt's edit. But this edit is awesome. If I didn't already know there was a fisherman there, I would really like this edit a lot more. So Matt kind of spoiled it for me. Um, but this is awesome editing compared to the original. Really brought the blues in. And the colors of the bridge and the details, everything is pretty awesome here. And this was, let's see, this was Walter. Oh, okay, Walter, good job. Yeah, Walter always does a good job, right? He really does a good job. And I know he used Capture One on this. Um, so yeah, recovering all of the fine details and tones. I've noticed Walter's images, he's very good at bringing the tones just within the points of clipping and then everything else balanced, you know? So doing good work there. And this one, see, this is a person that has no regard for tonal limits, right? just, you know, I like the blue, so bam, slide the blue slider all the way up for saturation, right? But this is interesting. I didn't notice the sidewalk was this big in the original. Let me go back to the original. Yeah, see, it's all grass back here. So this edit had a little bit of manipulation, cut and paste here, and then just went crazy on the blues. But who did this one? Scott Mumford. Okay. Good job, Scott. I like it. I like the edit. Lots of good things here. A little heavy on the blue, but otherwise lots of good action in this. Lots of good editing here. Maybe content aware fill. Yeah, I don't know. Something like that, right? I would like to know how he did that because I'm not good at content aware fill type things, you know. I can use a healing brush, but that's about it. And let's see. Get back to this window. All right, another different take on the image, a slight crop and very different post-processing, some vignetting and really crushing the shadows down and keeping everything kind of, it almost looks, if the sky wasn't so blue, it almost looked like it's coming up on evening. But the way the shadows are, you know, because there's no shadow on the guy, so you know it's high noon. So that's what's kind of throwing it off a little bit. I think if there was a little heavier shadow on the guy and a little bit warmer light, this could definitely look like more in the evening, heading towards twilight hour. But yeah, it's a nice edit though. See what we did. This is from Joni. Okay, Joni, good job. I see where you're going here. Yeah, Scott went wild, right? Oh, okay. This got to be Walter also because the crop is exactly the same. And this has sort of a cyan tint to it. And yeah, good details, keeping everything right within the limits of the file. Excuse me. Oh, okay. I'm running on like an hour of sleep. For whatever reason, I couldn't sleep last night. I kept waking up and waking up every 30 minutes or so. So I didn't have one minute of REM sleep at all last night. So I'm right after this stream, it's going to be lights out. Let me tell you. Okay, Walter. Yeah, good job. Good job. Yeah, you like the monochrome better for that crop. Yeah, I would agree. I think actually I like them both. I like the color and the monochrome. They would be great. Put them together side by side and stack them, right? Let me show you. If you do this and this and this and like if you put that in a tall, like in a square frame and space them out a little bit, this would be a really cool duo type picture, I think. But anyhow, let's see. We looked at we haven't looked at this one. This is another one that's kind of crazy. Just crank the blue up. Forget about the guy fishing. Tequila helps, yeah. I know, right? Um, yeah, I like it. It's a little crooked though. It needs a little straightening, I think. It feels like, or it could just be me getting tired. But yeah, this is cool. Okay, let's see. This was from Image Rider. Okay, Image Rider. Good job. Good job. A little heavy on the blue. I don't know what it is, man. It's like it's probably, you know what I bet? I bet it's the people that cranked up the blue like this probably live where it's cloudy all the time. So when they see blue sky, they just go crazy, right? There's, oh my God, we need more blues. So they just overcompensate because it's just always cloudy where you live. Anyway, I'm just guessing. Oh my God, what's up with this sepia? Wow. And then the dude is very, it almost looks like he was pasted in. Did you cut and paste this guy? Let me see where he was in the original. No, he's in the same spot. But it's almost like you cut and paste the guy out because it looks, the contrast is so low on this guy, then it's pretty solid everywhere else. It just looks weird now. Who did this? John Follows. Okay, John. I don't know what you were thinking with like this low contrast corner. Like this corner is pretty low contrast. And then everything else is super high. Granted, it makes the guy stand out, but almost to the point that he looks pasted into the image. But all right, let's see what else we got. Oh, same one from John. But same thing. Why is the guy so low contrast? And he looks, doesn't he look like he's painted in? It's almost like you brushed in a lot of shadow recovery to the point that it just doesn't look, yeah, see right here? I can see right here. It looks like you singled the guy out and brushed in and you're trying to balance his exposure with the rest of it. And then there's this green. I don't know what's going on over here. I do like the overall tones of the image though. This very cool tone, but uh yeah, other than that, the editing needs a little bit more work. Is this John again? John Follows. Okay. I see. So you got sun breaks. You call them sun breaks. That's funny. So yeah, I was right. I knew you guys with the heavy blues, man. You probably live somewhere where it's cloudy all the time. So when you see a blue sky in a photo, you're like, it's not like you remembered. You thought it was bluer. But I can tell you, when I got blue skies here a lot, they're never that blue. Trust me. Okay. You don't know what either, huh, John? Oh, you're here. I'm sitting here talking smack about your edit, and you're sitting right here. Anyway, I like everything but these two corners here. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh my God, this has got to be you again, John, because you're going teal and orange, and then purple on this guy. Look at the guy's shoes. It almost looks like he has platforms, but it's just a really bad job of selecting him out. You need to feather that a little bit. So yeah, this is a mess. Other than other than if this was a series of photos, like if this is one of a series where you did this kind of editing, it would make sense. But by itself, it's kind of like, what were you thinking, you know? Uh, but okay. Um, all right, here's a nice soft. I bet this is John again, because again, I can tell because right here the guy looks cut out. It looks like you you really worked hard to bring the exposure on this dude, but it looks now he looks kind of a little bit pasted in. But let me see if I'm right. Oh, Marcel! Oh my God, Marcel! You and John Follows are doing the exact same thing because let me look at the original. See, in the original, he's exposed roughly the same as everything else here. All right, let's let that render in. And then in here, God, he looks almost painted in to the picture. And yeah, Marcel must live like in a very, very cloudy area because you really cranked up the blues here. A little bit too much, is a little bit too cool because everything is tinted blue now. But okay, let's see what else we got. This was again John or where's my Marcel? Okay, Marcel. Not bad. Not as bad as John's edit, making the guy just look pasted in. At least with your edit, it looks like you did a much better job uh, selecting him out, right? A much smoother job. You can see a little bit of a cut right here and here, but other than that, a good job. All right. Oh, look at that. This is crazy. All right, Walter, we'll see you later. Um, man, you're just too busy, Walter. Having lunch, now you're going to the grocery store. You know, you got to cut that out. Just sit down and do photo and editing all day, you know? um, have Amazon deliver your groceries. You'll be all right. All right, let's see. Yeah, but just a reminder to everybody, Walter will be with me on Tuesday. This is from Serge. Okay, Serge, I like this edit. Again, you cropped out the guy, but then you left his fishing line right here. You can just barely see it, but because I know he was there before, I see it. Um, this little line right here. But this part right here, right along the bridge, is still just a hair too bright here and behind here. So that's what's throwing me off in this edit, is like this line gets cut off. So you did some kind of graduated filter and stopped right there. Because it'd be nice if the clouds were back in these openings over here, but that's hard to do. Nobody's got time for that, trust me. But I like where you're going. I like the direction this was going, definitely. It just needs to be kind of finished a little bit behind here. Uh, and then it'll be done, right? Yeah, Serge, there he is. Serge says, I know I edited again. Yeah, exactly, right? It just needed a little bit more editing, but it's almost there. And yeah, same thing here, right? Is just behind the bridge, just is kind of missing that cloudiness. But I like the tones overall. Everything except right behind the bridge looks good. And this, yeah, Serge, yeah. So Serge did again. So you cleaned up this line up here really well, but then yeah, back in here, and believe me, I get it. There's nobody has time to sit there and add clouds behind here, but you know that's what would finish this image. Yeah, you want a bit crazy, right? But I do like the direction it's going. It's almost like a storm is coming in on the left. So yeah, it kind of works. Okay. See what else we got. Oh man, that's interesting. It's like a little crystal ball or fisheye. It's amazing what you can fake these days, right? With Photoshop or whatever tool you're using. Let's see, this was from DeMorkin. Yeah, this is cool. This is cool. I wish it was the other way though. I feel like it needs to be um, flipped around somehow. I don't know how to flip things in Lightroom. Um, I like it though. I really like this crystal ball effect. I just wish it was everything else was upside down except that. Like just 180, a 180 turn. And let's see, anything else? Wow, there's a lot here. Hold on. Don't let me go too far. I was here. That's a duplicate. All right. Oh my God. This has got to be Dave Nelson or tribute to Dave Nelson, our pyromaniac of the group here. Let me see. Yeah, I knew it, Dave. I knew it was you. You made everything flames. And the guy, instead of a fishing pole, he's holding a flamethrower of some kind. You would think it'd be a fire hose, but it's like a fire hose flamethrower. Weird. All right, that's cool though. I like it. Um, this got to be Dave too, or a tribute to Dave, because it's got flames in it. Really good job here adding the light. Actually, I bet this is DeMorcan. Or no, Marcel. I think it was Marcel that's doing this like added light to the scene. Um, if it was a little bit more yellow on this guy, it would be a little better match. Like it's yellow all around here, but then it's kind of white on this dude. But yeah, let's see if I guessed it right. Oh, DeMorcan, dang it. All right, DeMorcan, good job. Good job on the lighting though. That's pretty convincing. The flames are very fake looking, but the lighting job is very convincing, I think. Um, and let's see. Wow, this is interesting with the yellow band here. That was definitely intentional. That's an interesting touch. I'm not sure. I mean, I kind of like it. I like this little yellow ribbon right here. I think if the fisherman, I don't know, that's kind of a juxtaposition, but I'm getting a very sci-fi versus like, normal type vibe here. It's very dark. God, who the heck was this? This was oh, hey Jack. You like how I'm trying to guess? I can't even think of who this might be. I'm gonna say let me think. I'm gonna say I'm gonna guess Ian. Oh, Serge again. Oh, I should have known because of the line. Because you were having trouble with this line. Ugh, I'm an idiot. It's simple logic, you know. You see the same type of editing over and over again by the same person. You should know who it is. And this line just is a dead giveaway. Yeah, light from the cars. I think that kind of works, but they're yellow. I'm getting a very different, more sci-fi kind of feel out of it. All right, this I would say was Surge, because Surge is always doing these kind of uh, old-fashioned photos. And you left some color in it though, so that's different because this is a very sepia kind of picture. So this would have to be a photo like from the late 50s, early 60s, you know. And then if you'd have cropped it square, it'd have been very convincing. But let's see. Rob watching, random guy fishing in the river, probably doesn't have a permit. Hope the I can't read that part. DN wristing around, or else he will have to pay a fine for those jerks. Sit is lay. I'm having a hard time reading. Always the man trying to keep up us down. Okay. Always the man trying to keep us down. Okay, I get it. That's cool. All right, Phil. Good job. Good job. I think all it needs to do is be a square crop. And I like the little message you put in. That's pretty clever. I'll have to tell you guys a story next time about putting names and things that you wouldn't expect like a message to be. It's really funny. I'll talk about it on Tuesday maybe. All right, Dawood. Good job. Oh, I shouldn't have put the name up because I do like trying to guess. uh wow, this is good. This is similar to Walter's where you really did a good job on the tones and everything. Except you did crush some things all the way to black. Unlike Walter, I don't think he lets anything hit black completely. Or white for that matter. But you definitely went on the dark side here. So it looks good. I like it. Focus strictly on the architecture. Nice crop, nice wide crop. And this one, this honestly, this looks like a Walter image. Because again, because like I said, Walter's really careful about clipping whites and blacks and bringing in shadows, so it's a nicely balanced image. And then of course keeping the sharpness and everything. Because he's a very purist type editor, photographer when it comes to images. He doesn't like to monkey around at all, you know, generally. Let me see if I got that right. Oh, Alberto! Oh my God, I was way off. I would not have expected that. This is very good. Very good edit. Very purist, very pure edit, Alberto. I really like it. Um, this definitely worthy of printing, right? This would print. In other words, this would print very nicely. I think because everything is saturated just about right. Um, just about right. It just needs just a tad less on the blue, but when you print, it would come out really nice, I think. And oh, who's been doing this lately? Image Writer, I think, is the one. It's either Image Writer or Ian is the one cropping in so tight. Like just in the last 3 or 4 megapixels left in the image, right? You're cropping in. But this is cool. You can see the airplane in the background. Um, I think for you guys that don't know, that's actually a touristy thing. They made a plane of the presidents. What do they call Air Force One? They did a replica of Air Force One and made it a tourist attraction. So you can buy tickets to go on the plane and look around and see what it's like. But anyway, that's what that plane is. It's not actually an airport sitting right there. There's an airport not far away because I live right here. Trust me, there's a lot of airports around here. Like they don't have enough planes. They have to make fake ones and put them on the ground. But anyway, let's see who this was. Dawood. Oh my God, I'm way off today. You know, I give up. It's just my memory's not good enough anymore. I just can't even guess anymore. That's cool. Wow, look at this. This is crazy. I like this though. Um, this is a very bleach bypass kind of look to it. It's like a kind of processing you don't see at all. You know, it's not film. It's it's not pure. It's not digital. It's very artsy fartsy kind of, you know, in a different way. Hugh Perry, good job. I like it. Very limited color palette, basically just the blues and nothing else. And then you see right in here in this little window, he actually filled in some sky. I guarantee, I don't think that was in the original image. So he filled in some sky here, but then, like I said, nobody's got time to do every little pillar because that would have made it perfect. Oh, just ignore the battery because I've been streaming for 3 hours now on the editing part, plus an hour and a half on the stream before this. I've been streaming since 11 o'clock, so 4.5 hours now. All right, let's see. Let me just change the battery real quick. I'll go up to the next image. Or, oh, was that the last one? That was the last one. I just swapped the battery just so I can say goodbye. So this was the EM1 Mark II. So this battery lasted from 1 o'clock, right? Did I start this stream? I started around 12:30, so almost 3 hours. Not bad. Okay. Whoops. What is that? My I didn't mean to delete those, but hold on. Let me. Can I undo? Yeah. There we go. Now they're back. All right. Awesome. Old ectochrome. Interesting. Yeah, it could be. Could be. So, hey guys, thanks everybody for joining me today and sending all your images. If you sent anything in while I was in the stream, I'll have to do it on Tuesday when I do my editing then. But it'll be about this, it'll be a little bit earlier than today's, but not much. And thanks for sending all your images in. It was a lot of fun editing them, and thanks for editing my images. It's always great to see what you guys do. And for everybody new here, like Jagnak, thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate that. It's always nice to meet new people that come in and just uh, watch us edit things together. So we'll catch you guys back on Tuesday. And thank you, Dave. I try. But I'll be back on Tuesday. So thanks again. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna pass out. So tired.